爱的观众朋友，大家晚安。首先要祝大家母亲节快乐 ，Happy Mother's Day！我们今天再度来到了 Valley Fair 的昌兴珠宝钟表金行 CH Premier， 而今天呢，要为大家介绍一个新的。在我们的节目第一次介绍的这个世界级的名表，是一个德国的名表。为什么要介绍德国的名表呢？因为德国是一个国家，大家都知道，德国他们的工业是最严谨的，纪律也是最坚强的。那么这一只德国的名表，就是我们现在所有展示柜里面介绍的，待会儿还会给您介绍的很多。首先，我们来介绍我们今天的嘉宾，还有这个luxury 的 watch brand 的名字叫做 Alon and Son， 听起来是一个介于法国跟德国话，但是中国有一个翻译的表名叫做朗格。然后在我旁边的这位帅哥，他的名字呢是叫做 Galen Gollison。Hey Galen, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
Very good. Well, I probably did not pronounce your name in the way that you are used to.
It was perfect, really.
Thank you. And the brand that we're going to show is Alon and Son. And the Chinese translation is 朗格. And Galen has been appointed to the president for the Northern America since April 1st, 2010.
Absolutely, yeah. 4 years ago already.
Yes, four years already. And before this, you are the president for East Europe.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think this brand is very new to us. Even this watch started in 1845.
Absolutely.
It's a very, very long time ago. Tell us about this brand.
Well, we have a very unusual story. As you said, the brand was started in 1845 in the eastern part of Germany by a gentleman called Ferdinand Adolf Lange. He was really an innovator for his time. He was a creator of a lot of different patents, a lot of innovation in terms of watchmaking. And his company became very successful very fast. And unfortunately, in 1945, during the very last day of the war, the manufactory was destroyed and then confiscated because we were in the eastern part of Germany. And for 50 years, there was nothing happening at Lange. The name completely disappeared. But Walter Lange was a great-grandson of Ferdinand Adolf Lange.
Great-grandson.
Great-grandson. So he was in his 60s at that time, in 1990.
3 generations later.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
When the war came down, he decided to go back to Glashütte and restart the business of his family in 1990. And for 4 years, he did not produce a single watch. He spent a lot of time thinking about, what was Lange after all that time? What was the beauty of the brand? What was the best element he should reuse in those new days? And in 1994, he presented 4 watches. But we are
only 4 watches in 1 year.
Absolutely. And that was a revolution. Every single one of them had something very special to say, something very new to bring to the industry. So that was a small revolution. Plus, that was the first new German brand in terms of watchmaking. So really something very special. And then the company grew and became very successful, and that's where we are today, with a lot of innovation, some new techniques, and also some very important traditional elements that were also part of the pocket watches of the old manufactory back in the 19th and early 20th century.
I see. Okay, Gaten, this brand, Alon and Son, is very famous in Europe, apparently. And your 3 largest market country is Britain, England, and Spain, and Portugal.
Absolutely, and of course Germany,
of
which is
course,
our
Germany, yes.
original market. So huge brand awareness.
Yeah. So you spend a great deal of time in Europe.
Definitely.
And you transferred to North America 4 years ago. So you are familiar with Europe market, Europe customer versus American customer. And now we are in Silicon Valley to be known as the new innovation places.
It's true.
Right. Can you tell us about the very special, very important customers who bought this Lange brand?
That's a very good question. Yeah, there is a lot to say about our customers. When they move to Lange, it's never a first watch. They already had a collection. They had lots of watches before. Some very exclusive ones, most of the time. And then they move to Lange because they want to enjoy something completely unique, something different, something rare, something that you won't see at everybody's wrist at a dinner party or at a board meeting.
I see.
So it's a very specific customer who really know what he wants. He's an experimented watch collector, for sure.
But to protect your client's name, you cannot release the name
No,
of it.
unfortunately, we are very protective. We don't disclose any names, whether it's celebrities, politicians, or successful businessmen.
For those people who only care to get the best, right?
Absolutely, yeah. We are really looking for something different. Lange is a unique brand in the way we are working on the movement. Everything is done by hand.
Yeah.
Every single part of the movement receive a very special, treatment, engraving, polishing in the manufactory.
Yes.
Then the movements are put together. We make sure that the watch is working perfectly. And when most of the other company will say, okay, it's perfect, it's ready, we can ship the watch to the customer, for us it's different. We take the watch apart. We clean it, we finish some of the engravings, and then we put it back together to make sure that the watch is 100% perfect before
you send it out.
And that's completely unique. And we do that on every single pieces in our collection.
Okay, so since when a longer watch get into the United States market?
Well, we arrived in the United States for the first time in 1998. And we started our distribution first in New York, and the second point of sales was, in your area. So this is a very historic center for us. We have a lot of followers as well in the Silicon Valley and the Bay Area. Actually, the Lange Owners Group, LOG, which is a very famous group of people in the watch industry. And actually, they are from here. They are from San Francisco. So
they are from San Francisco.
Some deep
it's
roots
our
here.
territory.
Absolutely, yeah. It's your home.
Yeah. Okay. I just out of my curiosity, I see there are. I googled it before I did the interview. I see more male watches than female watches. I would say 85% are male watches, and that there are only a few pieces for ladies.
Absolutely.
Do they mean your market is geared into the male watch, and why?
That's another very good question. Actually, we do have a very limited production. Due to the complexity of the movement, due to the time we spend on the watches, a watch like the one that we are presenting here today, it will take us between 6 months to a year to be produced. Absolutely. So unfortunately, we can't produce too many watches. So we had to do a selection, and we've decided on something that we knew the best, and that was the men watches.
Okay. So marketing is always important, no matter how good of the quality the watch carries. Compare with other brand that CH carries.
Yes.
This brand is new to us. So we would like to understand more about it. And it's time for our commercial break, Peyton. So let's take a break, and when we come back, we'll individually introduce what is the interesting stories about Alain and the song 朗格表, and also the introduction of this gorgeous, elegant watches. Stay tuned, we'll come back shortly.